Hello, year two. What a pleasure to see you again. I hope you're having a lovely day. It's really sunny here, so I'm just sat by my window in my bedroom recording this, and it's so nice to just feel the sun come through the window. Today, we are going to be continuing looking at mosques. Hopefully, you can remember from last lesson what a mosque was before I reveal it on the screen. Have a go, see if you can tell me what is a mosque. Okay, let's have a look and see if this agrees. A mosque is a building where Muslims go to worship, pray, and to meet each other. And today we're going to watch a video. We're going to have a look at some of the different things that happen inside a mosque. And then in your booklet, we're going to label this diagram so that you remember three really important parts of what goes on inside a mosque. Let's have a look. Okay, so we're going to watch this. When you watch the video, do look out for how people are praying. You might have your own ideas about what it looks like to pray. I know I do. And in this video, it's really interesting to see whether the praying that happens inside a mosque matches up to your ideas or is different to your ideas. We're also going to have a look at other things that are happening inside the mosque. So start to think about what actually goes on inside this building, because that's the really big question for this half term. What does it look like? As in the building itself, but also what happens inside the mosque. So let's take a look. Right, so I thought that was really interesting, looking inside a mosque to see how they were praying and what other functions the mosque forms. So what was different about how they were praying? What did you notice? Well, for me, I noticed that they didn't have seats, so they were sat kneeling on the floor. I also noticed that instead of praying I think of praying like this, but so they were praying with their hands out like this, which I thought was really interesting. They were all facing in the same direction. You might have even noticed how the carpet had different sections in it to help them to decide where to pray. And also there were lots of books, weren't there? Some of those books are called the Holy Quran, and that's the holy text that Muslims have. And they said there was a real sense of community. And that means that people felt really good about getting together, meeting other people, seeing familiar faces, sharing stories, talking to each other. So those are some of the things that happens when Muslims go to the mosque to pray. And here we go. Here is our mosque again. This is the London Central Mosque that we've already looked at. And let's look at two features of it. The first is the minaret. So I'd like you to say that with me. I'm going to say minaret, and then you repeat it. So minaret, minaret. Cool. And a minaret is a very tall tower, and from the top of the tower they broadcast what's called the call to prayer. And it's almost like an alarm clock to help Muslims know when it's time to go to the mosque. So there's a minaret, and you can see there where someone would stand to do the call to prayer. And the second is a dome. So a dome is anything that's like this sort of semicircle shape like this, half a circle. And it represents the dome of the sky above the earth. And beyond that, Muslims believe heaven. So a dome is like the sky over the top of the earth, and beyond the dome is heaven. And most mosques you would see now have a minaret and a dome, but not all mosques. You can get mosques without those. Those are two of the items that you need to label on your diagram. So this one here, the tower, you should be able to work out what that one is. And this circular section on the roof, you should be able to work out what that one is. Let's have a look at the next one. Okay, and this is the prayer hall. So you see again in the middle here, these are the sections that Muslims pray in. So each one of these is for one person, and they all face in the direction of Mecca. And Mecca is really important to Muslims. It's where they go once in their lifetime. It's where very important events in their religion happened. It's a city in a place called Saudi Arabia. And all mosques in the world, whether you're in London or Moscow or Australia, they all face in the direction of Mecca. And this here, this is the mihrab. And the mihrab shows the direction of Mecca. So as soon as you walk into a mosque, you will see the mihrab. And I'm going to say mihrab, and then you're going to repeat. So mihrab, mihrab. That's great. Okay, and that gives you the last thing to fill in on your diagram here. Can you see here? There's a section in the wall that shows the direction of Mecca. That is one of these here. It's this one. It's mihrab. Okay. Good. Great, and that's all that I have time for this lesson. We looked at the prayer hall, we looked at the carpet and the way that Muslims pray by kneeling down and facing in the direction of Mecca. We looked at the section in the wall that is called the mihrab. We looked at the tall tower, which is called the minaret. And we looked at the semicircle that goes over the roof, and that's called the dome. Okay, and that's great. So that's this lesson. Next lesson we're going to look at something called wudu, which is a type of washing. So we'll see that next lesson. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon and a really lovely weekend, and I'll see you later. Bye guys.